would endanger our lives. So he stood by the truth, and I'm extremely proud of him for that. I recall telling him, after all that if I could just be half of who you are, I think I'll be great. I'll be a successful person. I'll be amazing. And he stopped me and he said, Rachel, you're not going to be half of me. You're going to excel. You're going to be way better than me. You're going to do more than I've ever done. Because that's what I want you to do. My dad believed in improving people, improving us, giving us the best of the lives. Even though he was a young man, grew up in Bungoma, he always gave us the best. Always bought us the best of things. I will miss having you to speak with. I will miss your presence and your hugs. I will miss your witty sense of humor. I will miss discussing the law, politics, and international affairs with you. Allow me to say track for 1 second. My dad used to discuss law, politics quite a lot. 2017, he lost the election. 2007, he lost the election in Sabata, this constituency, formerly known as Sabata. And he had so many things that he was saying. If I was chair, I would have done this. If I was chair, I would have done this. Because he felt like the elections were stolen from him. So when the IBC job was advertised, I recall the first time, very few people applied. So I think they did not have enough people to shortlist. So the second time, him, his colleagues, everybody, especially me, kept on saying, this is for you. I kept on telling Daddy, remember all those times we've talked about what you would do, how you embrace technology in elections, how you embrace this and that. I know being a judge was where he wanted to go, but even he ended up applying for this, and he got it. So he always used to say I was the one who pushed him into it. I don't think I pushed him. I think he just did what he had to do, and I just encouraged him the way he would have encouraged me to do anything that I wanted to do. You never stopped learning. You were always eager to read another book, another article, attend another course. As soon as my dad's second surgery came up, he was back to reading, because I think at this time he had applied for the Court of Appeal job. He had been back, he started reading law books. There were some he ordered from Amazon, which were delivered to Germany 2 days after surgery. Like, he was really back to that, improving himself, how he was going to be a great judge, so he always just wanted to improve himself. I will miss playing golf with you, Daddy. I will miss our weekly Sunday golf days, which are my favorite childhood memories. You'll always be my favorite golf partner, because we always took the risky shot, and we would often succeed because it all starts with being confident and believing in self. And when we missed the shot, we remained confident in our ability to make a remarkable recovery. Giving up was never an option, never. It did not matter how badly we were, whether we were 5 down. We always had confidence we were going to win the match play. I am eternally grateful that God blessed me with you as my father. I promise to continue to espouse instilled in me and to pass them over to my future children. You've been the epitome of love for family, love for the law, and love for country. You have lived your life with purpose, with determination, with courage, and with diligence. Your pursuit of justice is unmatched. You have broken records, defied odds, and were never afraid to stand in your truth, even if it meant being an outlier. All in all, I am glad and grateful that you also lived a full life, as you always remembered to spare time to enjoy it, whether it be on the course, going on holiday, traveling to play different golf courses, spending time with family. He enjoyed his life besides work. All these traits and more have shaped me into the person I am today. I will forever carry your legacy with me. I love you, Daddy. Being your daughter is the greatest honor of my life. Thank you.
Your Excellency, the President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto,